Knowing the right way to repair Hyundai, Genesis and Kia is becoming more complex. You have GDS, KDS and GSW Portal, along with security gateway subscriptions, and knowing what you actually need is almost impossible. So in this video we're going to walk through what you absolutely need in order to work with these brands. So why would you want to be involved with Hyundai, Genesis and Kia? Well, they are taking up a large share of the vehicle sales within the UK. At the moment, about 10% of new vehicles sold. The warranties that they start with are also quite long. Originally 7 years, 100,000 mile for Kia, and 5 years and varying mileages for the other two brands. So there's a large amount of these vehicles now hitting the aftermarket requiring repair. So when a customer brings one of these vehicles to your workshop, they expect them to be understood correctly. And to do that, you're going to need the same access that the dealer's got. Let's look at what that involves. As with any OEM tool, you're going to need to get access to the manufacturer's portal. In this case, GSW Global Serviceway. This is where you can register your account, and it's very quick, takes around 5 minutes. The portal will then give you access to the software that you need, GDS for Hyundai, Genesis, and KDS for Kia. There are two subscriptions to understand: the annual license key for running the software, and then the GSW subscription, which unlocks secure gateway related tasks. To use the tools fully, the workshop needs to meet all the criteria for both brands in order to be able to obtain these two subscriptions. To register with these brands in the UK requires a VAT number, but please check your local region as it may differ. So now let's look at the hardware for these brands. We have a VCI for Kia and a VCI for Hyundai Genesis, and then they also specifically run on a Samsung Android-based tablet you can see lower down here. Now the interesting thing is the recommendation should be to run one tablet and one VCI per brand. In our experience, we have found you can run two separate tablets with the one VCI covering all three of the brands. The softwares are probably almost identical, so you can't install them both on the same machine. So that's the hardware. Of course, then you're going to have to buy the software and the subscriptions required to run it, which currently runs at around £1,700 per installation, if you like. So Kia, 1,700 or thereabouts, and then Hyundai and Genesis together around 1,700. Then on top of that, you're going to need security, GSW subscription, around £2,000 for the year, or roughly £5 for every hour that you might need access, which may be more cost effective. So that's almost everything covered, apart from some optional extras depending on your current setup. What I'm talking about there is battery support. You must have that in place to work on any modern vehicle, especially with the dealer equipment. Moving on from that, you may also want to consider technical support, which we can offer to you from our DTS packaging. Sometimes the OEM software can be quite difficult to work with, keep up to date, maintain and manage, and that's where we come in. So that covers the setup for Kia, Hyundai and Genesis, simplified in many ways by the Android tablets. Other brands, it's not the case. For more in-depth buyer's guides, we've got all the OEM brands covered on the screen now.